My sponsor Rock Bottom is currently running a special deal. Head on over to rockbottomcoins.com and use code Zirksee at checkout for a 30% off your order.
The whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to go over my Madden 20 base elite outside linebacker predictions. This is, of course, the outside linebackers, not the middle linebackers. If you're expecting all linebackers, you'll be sadly disappointed by this list. This is just the outside linebackers, and of course, if you guys want to get yourself a custom card made like the ones you're seeing right now, head on over to Playoff LaMelo over on Twitter. He actually made all of my custom cards, including the ones for my other positions I've already made, like the quarterback, the halfback, wide receiver, and the tight end. I've already made all those. So if you haven't seen those videos, make sure you check them out. Leave me some feedback down below on who you guys think maybe should get a higher overall or who you would switch out of the top 10. But, of course, with this, with the top 10, there's going to be a lot of different guys. Had to throw some coverage guys in here. Had to throw some, pass rushers in here. So it's going to be quite a bit of mix, and I think you guys will enjoy this list. With that being said, though, let me know down below your guys' opinions. I know someone's going to be mad that I didn't put in their favorite pass rushing linebacker, sleeper, whatever, but let's get right into it. So coming in at number 10, I believe will be 85 overall. I hope I don't say his name wrong. Kyler Fackrell. He had 29 solo tackles and 10 and a half sacks. That's pretty dang good. Now, I don't remember which game it was, but I'm pretty sure that he had like a game with 3 sacks in it, and I think he got a team with a weak card for that. I don't remember what it was, but he was absolutely dominating in that game. Kyler Fackrell, definitely one of the more underrated pass rushers. Of course, this was only, I believe, his third season or his second season, I think, actually. So we'll start to see him develop a little bit more, especially now that Clay Matthews is actually gone. So Kyler with 10.5 sacks already, I wonder how he's going to do this year. I think he's going to come in with an 85 overall. Now in 2018, Jadeveon Clowney had 38 solo tackles and 9 sacks, but he did also have a forced fumble. Now I believe he is still going to be on the Texans. I'm pretty sure that he got franchise tagged, and I think he's going to be playing under the franchise tag for the Texans. As far as I remember, I don't believe he actually got himself like a big monster deal like people were expecting him to get. He did have 9 sacks, which is definitely a solid season. He also had a very high overall card coming into Madden 19. I think he comes down a little bit and goes down to an 86 overall, coming in as the 9th highest linebacker, but also, of course, it's Clowney. I mean, he's going to have crazy good speed, and Jadeveon Clowney is definitely my more favorite cards to pick up. I almost would rather him have like 86 than like a higher one, because he'd be a little bit cheaper to go ahead and pick up and still have great speed and great pass rush ability, especially in Madden 20. That's going to be really big. Now in number 8 should be 86 overall, Watt. And not JJ, but TJ Watt, coming in with 13 sacks and 6 forced fumbles. That is an incredible season for TJ Watt. He also had 50 solo tackles, so it is, without a doubt in my mind, he better have at least an 86 overall in Madden 20. This man absolutely balled out and was probably the Steelers' best player on defense. I mean, it's so awesome to see that TJ and JJ Watt are 2 of the best passers in the NFL. That is just so cool. And this was only TJ Watt's, I believe, like 2nd season, so him coming into the league, it's about to really turn up. Number 7, I believe, should be Chandler Jones. By the way, I believe Kyler Fackrell actually has been in his 3rd season this year, so next season be his 4th season. But Chandler Jones, 86 overall, 13 sacks as well, 3 forced fumbles, and 38 tackles. You never really hear a lot of people talking about Chandler Jones, which is just kind of weird. But you really just never hear anyone talk about Chandler Jones. This man had 13 sacks and somehow is still one of the more underrated pass rushers in the NFL. Like, I heard a little bit about him possibly being like Defensive Player of the Year. I think it was last year when he led the league in sacks. But besides that, you never really hear anyone talk about him. Kind of underrated. Maybe it's because he does play out there in Arizona, but you still hear people talk about Patrick Peterson and how good he was. So I'm not sure why Chandler Jones doesn't really get that spotlight attention with him being such a good player, but I believe he should come into Madden 20 with an 86 overall card. And again, another player who had 13 sacks. You kind of notice something right here. Coming in at number 6 is going to be Ryan Kerrigan. He also should have an 86 overall card. 3 forced fumbles as well. And 30 solo tackles. Definitely had himself a pretty solid season. And in general, this man's career has been pretty good. 84.5 sacks in his entire career. I think him, Chandler Jones, and TJ Watt all should be around the same overall. I mean, you could possibly put, I guess you might be able to argue that TJ Watt could potentially be an 87 just because of the fact he had 3 more forced fumbles than Ryan Kerrigan and also 3 more forced fumbles than Chandler Jones. But all 3 of them did have 13 sacks. And coming in at number 5, this is going to be the first 87 overall player, DeForest. Of course, now he's on the San Francisco 49ers. I cannot wait to see how he plays with Nick Bosa. That is going to be a crazy duo if Bosa is actually the real deal. And then, of course, they still have Eric Armstead, DeForest Buckner. That D-line could be ridiculous. But he also had 13 sacks and 42 tackles. But he actually had 1 more forced fumble than TJ Watt. So that's why I'm going to put him at an 87 overall. And he is definitely one of the best passers in the NFL, an absolute stud. I believe there's a 4-way tie, actually, for outside linebackers, or just in general, sacks in the NFL at 13. There's like a 4-way tie. It's the 8th highest sack total in the NFL. DeForest, 87 overall. Definitely think that's pretty reasonable. And again, one of the faster outside linebackers game. Not as fast as Clowney will probably be, but still, DeForest would be one of the better pass rushers, and you'll definitely want to try and pick him up for your ultimate team. And we're also going to go ahead and throw in a coverage guy right here at number 4, Levante David, 87 overall. Levante David. Now, not only did Levante David have a very solid season, he was actually 18th in the NFL when it comes to tackles, and this man had himself 94 solo tackles, 119 total tackles, 3.5 sacks actually, and a forced fumble. Now, he did not have an interception, but he had 2 fumble recoveries as well. So definitely a pretty solid season. I believe Levante David is definitely one of the better coverage outside linebackers in the game. He did also get, I believe, a positional hero card in Madden 19. I think he should come into Madden 20 with probably an 87 overall. I think that's a solid overall to start for Levante. And at number 3 should be Vander Esch, coming in with an 88 overall. And if you think I'm being biased with this one, I can assure you, I'm not. This man, for outside linebackers, had the most tackles in the NFL for outside linebackers. He had 140 tackles. He also had 102 solo tackles, but he had 140 total. That is the most for an outside linebacker, and this man did it as a rookie. Not only that, he also had 2 interceptions, and he also kind of split time with Sean Lee. Not a lot of time, I'll say that. He didn't split a lot of time with Sean Lee, but he did split some time with Sean Lee. And Vander Esch is definitely one of the best outside linebackers in the NFL. If there's ever been a rookie this deserving of a higher overall card, Vander Esch was in such contention to win Defensive Player of the Year, and people are going to say, where's Darius Leonard? Darius Leonard is a middle linebacker before someone even says that. That's why he's not going to be on this list. Vander Esch should be the highest rookie linebacker on this list by far. 88 overall, I don't think that's too much to ask. And coming in at number 2, this is actually going to be an interesting one because I don't know how they're going to do this or if he's actually going to be in the game, but I think Kelvin Smith does deserve as well an 88 overall card. So same as Vander Esch, but he might be just slightly better. Now, he did have 100 solo tackles, 134 total tackles. He also had 2 interceptions, just like Vander Esch, but he had a sack and also a forced fumble. You could really argue for Kelvin Smith to be an 88 and maybe Vander Esch cards to be a little bit better. They're both going to be 88s in my opinion. Both super similar stats. One had a little bit more tackles. The other one had, a sack and a forced fumble to go along with the 2 interceptions that both of them had. So definitely both had very, very good seasons. And I think everybody probably knows who number 1 is going to be. And at the number 1 spot for outside linebackers, it's still got to go to Von Miller. The only 89 overall outside linebacker, in my opinion, deserving of it should be Von Miller. This man had 29 solo tackles, 48 total tackles, 14.5 sacks. That is tied for 4th in the NFL. 4 forced fumbles, and he also had 1 interception. So obviously Von Miller is pretty much king of outside linebackers when it comes to pass rushing. That's right, there's not going to be, in my opinion, anyone that's deserving of even an 88 overall card that is a pass rusher. Just 2 coverage guys, which Kelvin Smith, not sure if he's actually going to be in the game because he's taking the year off. And then Von Miller number 1. Now it's going to be my honorable mentions. Now, one honorable mention I will say could be Tahir Whitehead. He did have 126 combined tackles and 1 interception, so it is possible we could see him maybe bump out Kyler Fackrell. I think he could be an 85, potential 86 overall guy. There's a couple other linebackers that I could name, but I want you guys to comment down below, and please make sure they are an outside linebacker and not a middle linebacker, because I already know someone's going to comment middle linebacker, and they're a middle linebacker. Please make sure they are an outside linebacker before you comment down below. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, smack the like button, subscribe, and comment. Let me know down below your guys' predictions for the top 10 base elite outside linebackers in Madden 20. And also let me know down below, what position would you like for me to do next? Once again, big shout out to Playoff LaMelo. Link will be in the description to his Twitter if you guys want to get a custom card made. Hope you guys did enjoy. I'll see you guys next time.